Pittsburgh Steelers fans, what's going on? Welcome back to Blitzburg Squad. I'm Wesley Seeley, joined with Shane Smith. We got the Steelers at the Colts Monday Night Football, our favorite primetime games. It's always our favorite because we get to stay up late, and even later because we get to record it and talk to you guys about it. So it's always great stuff, you know? So we're excited about it. Can't you tell? No sarcasm at all.
Super excited. We love late night games.
Prime time, baby.
Love it.
So we got the Steelers at the Colts. Steelers coming off a loss. Colts coming off a loss. Their loss was a lot better looking than ours. I'd say both teams, they're 4-6-1. We're 3-7. We talked about this in our pick'ems. It's kind of a coin flip. So I think we're both on the same page. We're thinking it's kind of a coin flip.
Very similar dynamic, I feel like. It's just one of those where offense hasn't produced well for both teams. Defense has kind of been the star for the most part, and it's just, you're kind of at this point getting what you get.
Yeah, both teams just kind of have some missing pieces.
Yep.
They have pieces there, but also missing pieces, and just aren't a complete team yet. So,
right.
So this one's a toss-up for sure.
Yeah. Diving into our offense, what do you feel that we're
diving
missing?
into the offense? Man, you know what? We dogged on the offense last week. Play calling, Pickett's play, and offensive line, all this stuff. And whereas they're going to be facing the Colts defense, probably not as good as the Bengals defense, and that front that we have to face with Hendrickson and Hubbard all the time. So the line will hopefully have an easier day. Play calling, Matt Canada's, you're probably going to get what you're going to get with him. I think the big thing is you're just kind of looking at. I think for the rest of the season, Steelers fans, we've just got to look at Kenny's progression at this point and just hope you just see him keep climbing that ladder and taking those next steps. And whereas I still think, I will say he didn't have a perfect game last week, he took some good steps forward. He made some good plays in the pocket. He'd step up in the pocket, make some good throws, and some throws that maybe were dropped too. That one to Pickens was an absolute dime.
Right.
I would say more so just seeing the line kind of get back to form of playing solid and protecting Pickett, making those running lanes happen again. And then, Pickett just kind of taking the next step in progression is kind of what I'm looking for. How about you?
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Pickens continue to progress, or Pickett continue to progress. Pickens to not drop a ball. But because Pickett, like you said, he made some nice throws. He made some questionable throws that he shouldn't have, and I think that's part of his progression is learning. Okay, I shouldn't have thrown it to this guy. There was clear double coverage. I'd just, at that point, throw it away, take it down, run it, look for my fourth or fifth guy, see if my progression, one that I took off real quick, has come back. But I also think it's also on, other than the offensive line, the playmakers too. If you're going through your progressions and the line is protecting you well enough, or Pickett is able to get out of the pocket where pressure's not around him, that's on the wide receivers, especially Deontay Johnson as the oldest veteran there, to realize, me running my route's not helping. Let me just come back, get closer to Pickett, something to get positive yards instead of making him throw it away or trying to run for it where he's going to get his head taken off. And it just feels like we haven't done that yet, or at least specifically DJ hasn't done that yet.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice to see something like that to where he kind of takes some sort of responsibility being a veteran.
Well, when are we going to see Deontay have his coming out game? Man, we haven't seen it this season so far, and he's been pretty quiet the past couple weeks for sure, too. And
very quiet for how much we pay him.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'd like to see him get more involved. I think teams do a good job of just kind of taking him out of the game plan, too. I mean, he's I'd lightly say our star receiver. He's our number one receiver.
He's on the depth chart as number one.
And so I think teams do a good job at taking him away, which opens stuff up when you've seen it with Pat and Pickens and stuff like that. So that's been nice. But also, you just want to see a little bit more production out of DJ because he's getting paid some money. I thought Najee had a great game last week. He had 20 for 90, 2 touches, ended up with. He's running the ball really well the past couple 2 weeks. He's looked really good, like himself again, which is great to see. Yeah, he's looked really healthy. And this is a game you want to see, like I said, the line take a step forward and not regress again like they did last week. Take that step forward and kind of open up those lanes for the running game as well, too, again.
Yeah. Going to the Colts defense, I really don't know a whole lot of people on their defense. I believe they still have DeForest Buckner. He's definitely a stud there. Shaq Lawson. Shaq Leonard.
Formerly
that's
known
right.
as Darius All-Pro Leonard.
Yeah. Just, why not change your name mid-career and throw everybody off?
Especially when you made a name for yourself.
Yeah, because apparently it was Darius, then he went to Shaq in college, then he went back to Darius, now he's back to Shaq, and it's whatever. But I know he's done for the year because he just had back surgery because he's been having some ankle injuries, some back injuries, and it's all related to his back. So, like, one of those studs for him, he's kind of not in, but I know they have some other linebackers that at least listen to Pat McAfee says they're stout, whether that's because he's a homer or whether he actually, he seems to know his football. He played football for quite a long time. I'm not sure, but I know their defense is good because they typically keep them close and keep teams within.
You saw it with
games.
the Eagles.
Yeah.
Saw it with the Eagles matchup for sure. Yes, I don't know a whole lot of players on the Colts defense as well. I'll be quite honest. Shaq Leonard, like you said, Buckner. They've. I feel like you said, they've been a solid defense, at least hold teams to lower point totals, points per game. And, I mean, that's going to keep you in games if your defense is doing that alone. So, for that reason. Switching over to our defense, their offense here. What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about this matchup here?
Make them pass the ball. As simple as that. Make
Through,
them one-dimensional.
Ellinger? Is it still
No,
Ellinger?
Matt Ryan's playing.
Is he back?
Yep.
Was he back this last game?
Yep, he's been back the last 2 games. So they've definitely looked
for Matty Ice.
A little bit more, cohesive with Matty Ice back. He looks better with Saturday as their head coach. But if you make them one-dimensional, as has happened in Atlanta when Matty Ice was that, they struggle, and Matty struggles just trying to throw the ball, especially when they don't have elite receivers. And so we should be stacking the box a lot.
Yeah.
And just crashing everybody, stopping Jonathan Taylor. Now, Taylor's Taylor. He's probably not going to be unstoppable. You're not just going to be able to stop him and get him 0 yards, but limit what he can do and make them, 3rd and long situations is kind of the key for me.
That's what I was going to say, too, is you would have to almost come with the mindset, the defense would have to come with the mindset of, we've got to stop the run first and foremost and then deal with the pass after that. Because whereas I know our pass defense hasn't been great, so you'd want to focus on that, but you're going against Jonathan freaking Taylor. So, dude's a tank. Quentin Nelson up there on the line, the solid lineman. Like, they've got the blockers up there to make the way for him, and he can book it too. He's got the strength, he's got the power, he's the full package for sure. So yeah, like I was gonna say, too, is stop the run. Then you got Matty Ice back there, who's really got no wheels. He's kind of aging, so you can kind of get a guy like there, like basically like a Tom Brady. He's just gonna stand there and be a pocket passer, and he's gonna try to dice you up.
TJ Schwartz.
Yep, this is where your pressure's got to get that interior pressure. You've got to get that edge pressure. You just got to make it collapse on him, make him uncomfortable back there.
Yep.
Receiver-wise, Michael Pittman, trying to think who else they have.
Not a lot of large receiver options. I can't even remember who their number 1 tight end is. I know like a guy who's shown up a little bit more this year, and is their number 2 tight end, and I think they've tried to get a little bit more use out of him. A guy named Jelani Woods.
Okay.
Dude's huge. He's like 6'8" or 6'9" or something like that. So he's a huge red target threat. So something to keep an eye out for.
Do they still have Mo Alley Cox?
Yeah, that's their number 1.
Is that their number 1 tight end?
Yep.
Okay. For some reason that was sticking in my head.
Yes.
I didn't know if he was still there.
But otherwise, they don't
have like crazy weapons though. Like we've seen better weapons obviously this season thus far. Obviously we've seen a lot better weapons on offense this season, and had to worry about those on the guys on the edge. So nothing like scares me other than Jonathan Taylor. Honestly, like he's the focal point of their offense. He's the focal point for me at least. I think our defense should be looking at. So yeah, stop the run, man. Worry about the pass afterwards.
Stop the run, keep it a low-scoring game, and make them. Pass and become one-dimensional.
Yep, for sure. Special teams, we've got Matthew Wright still. I'm still not sold on Matthew Wright.
Nope.
He 2 years ago he came in and kicked for us, and he kicked okay.
Not a lot of leg strength
Not a lot of leg strength, and then this year he comes in, it's kicked really iffy
for us.
for us. Yeah, of course,
Did
for
okay
us.
for the Chiefs.
Yeah, did great for the Chiefs. It's kicked iffy for us. So I'm still not sold on him. I don't know how to feel about him. I
Nope.
mean, he did okay last week. He bounced back a little bit, but still,
Unsure.
they didn't look great.
PH.
Inconsistent PH3, of course.
Yep. But we have Steve Sims.
Steve Sims looked good. One thing we didn't mention last week in our recap was Steve Sims did have that like muff fumble that he probably should have just stayed in the end zone with.
Yeah, because my understanding and what's happened to us a few times now is if
Can't advance.
I don't know how it works, because if they muff the ball and we pick it up, then it's our ball.
But if you muff it yourself and then pick it up again, it doesn't matter if you go in the end zone or come out of it.
Then it comes out to the 20. So at that point, he should have just given himself up. That's how I think I understand it.
That's how I think I understand as well. It's still kind of a weird rule to me, but
Don't understand it.
makes it still confusing.
Because you could... It's like, I don't know. If it gets muffed and somehow it ends up in the end zone and you pick it up, you just fall down.
Yeah, you just stay there.
That's how it works.
Never get a safety.
But yes.
I think so, yeah. But yeah, he had that play that we forgot about. We didn't mention that in our recap there, but that was the only negative on him, though. I mean, he's had really good returns this year ever since coming in for Gunner and taking over the responsibilities. And last week he had a couple good returns in that game. He's gonna house one of these times. He's gonna house one. He's so close.
We always say that for
I know,
every
I
one of
know.
our returners.
Maybe we're jinxing it. Maybe it's our fault.
It is.
So special teams, that's what I would say we, at least on our side, is, just we're always looking for consistency on special teams, and none more now than ever because of Boswell being out of the mix, and you've got Wright to throw in the mix, and it just makes it more tricky. Okay, so what do we got, man? What do you think? What do you got for Bolt's prediction, and what do you have for a score prediction for this matchup?
Bold prediction. I like going defense. I just like the defensive mind.
That's fine.
I think we're gonna make them one-dimensional. I think we're gonna have them pass it quite a bit. I think we get 6+ sacks.
Whoa. Okay.
Against Matty Ice. I'm tired of doing the fumble one. It just doesn't work out for me. I do have us losing, though.
Okay.
17-14.
Okay.
It's literally that coin flip.
Yeah. Hey, that's fine.
And it could come down to, who knows, a couple of Matthew Wright misses.
There you go. There you have it. Yeah, for my bold prediction, it seems crazy in 2022 and Deontay's paid $18 million a year, but I'm going Deontay Johnson gets his first reception touchdown this season. Because he cannot get a touchdown apparently in 2022. He's just allergic to him.
Right.
So I'm gonna say he gets his first touchdown this year, or this year in this game. And I also do have the Steelers losing in this matchup. Unfortunately, I think we both agreed it's kind of a coin flip. This game could go either way. It's a battle of mediocrity. I think you've got a mediocre team against the other. I think Colts take it. I think we talked about Jeff Saturday kind of added the spark for the Colts team. They've looked really good the past couple of weeks.
Yep.
And I think Colts win it 20-17. Maybe it comes to Matthew Wright for me too.
There you go.
You never know in this one, man. So yeah, I think it's not gonna be a real barn burner, that's for sure. I think it's gonna be a low scoring, tight game, but
Low scoring, tight game Monday night.
Yep, our favorite. So
Well,
I think it was a pretty quick preview here, but you got anything else to add, man?
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving for everybody here watching it, and hopefully enjoy it with some friends and family. But we'll be watching football.
Yes.
I think there's 3 games Thanksgiving Day.
3 games, 12:30, 4:30, 8:20.
It's always the Lions and Cowboys. And then
Always the
Patriots,
Lions, Cowboys.
and Vikings.
Patriots and Vikings are the opposite. And it's the Vikings, I believe, first Thursday. First hosting of a Thursday night or something.
Wow, okay. Nice.
Maybe in a while or something, but yeah.
Huh, okay. Well, I guess we'll see how the Steelers do. It's like a coin flip. I think all Steelers fans are kind of probably feeling the same way we are right now, but we're both taking the Colts in this matchup, so we'll see how it goes. I guess Monday night. But, thanks for everybody listening, joining in. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And as always, go Steelers.
Go Steelers.